What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another banging video of Silly Strategics. Welcome back to another episode. And on today's episode, we're gonna have a tabletop discussion on why I train and why every other red blood American should train. That is today's topic. Jumping right into this topic, man. Why do I train? I train for three specific reasons is why I train. Reason number one why I train is when I'm on the range, that's like therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shooting therapy has been working for me for years. There was a gap in a couple years from 2012 to 2017, 18. There was a big gap where I wasn't shooting as much and I was just going through a lot of stuff, and I just got back to it. I just realized that I just rekindled COVID technically rekindled my passion and love for firearms. I thank you, COVID. Thank you. If it wasn't for COVID, I don't know if I would have rekindled my love for firearms and shooting. During COVID, I mean, it came back to me. That's literally all I had to do. That was the only thing that I had. That was my only escape. My only relief was shooting and getting into guns and building guns and just training again. And I'm glad that it happened. Shooting is therapeutic for me, man. It's therapy. At least for me. I don't know about everybody else, but when I'm under range and I'm, and you're shooting and you're dealing with like live ammunition and stuff like that, you have no choice but to focus on what you're doing right now on hand. Like, when you take that firearm out, you load that magazine, you rack around in the chamber and you're shooting, you have to pay attention. So shooting on the range training and shooting, it's just real therapeutic for me, and it just helps me focus and I forget about everything. I forget about whatever I'm going through at work. I forget about whatever I'm going through, whatever personal issues, whatever adversity or anything that's going on in my life. When I'm on the range, it literally disappears. I don't think about anything except for my pistols, rifles, the ammunition, hitting that target, especially the steel targets. I love shooting steel. When you take that shot and you hear that, it's like that's like one of the most gratifying things for me is shooting steel. It's just like, that you hit that target. There's no guessing. There's no tricking the camera, you know what I'm saying? And you literally have to focus on what you're doing and you have to concentrate, because firearms are deadly weapons. I mean, they are. They can be fatal. They can be deadly. Any mishap, any wrong move, any slip up, any negligence, and you're going to have an incident. So when you're on the range, you have to focus on what you're doing. So everything else that's in my head is just gone. No matter work, whatever, whatever, it's gone, so that's one of the main reasons. That's the main reason why I train, is that shooting therapy is one of the best things for me, and I think it's a lot cheaper than going to actual therapy to talk to a psychiatrist. I think it's a lot cheaper, but that's one of the main reasons why I shoot. It's just real therapeutic, and it just keeps your brain busy, keeps your body young, it keeps you moving, what I'm saying? And so that's why I like shooting. That's why I train the way I train, because it's just therapeutic for me. It's like therapy, shooting therapy. That's the main reason. That's one of the main reasons. Sorry for interrupting the video. I know you guys are all into it, but I need to take a quick second to give a big shout out and thank you to the channel sponsors, Wicked Arms Customs and Tactical Pontoon Triggers. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for sponsoring the channel. Now let's get back to this content. So the second reason why I like to shoot is that shooting is a sport. It's a really fun sport. There's pistols, there's rifles, there's shotguns, there's long guns, and what I'm saying? It's just a sport. There's a lot of tournaments, there's a lot of competitions and that you can get into. And that, if you're looking for something to do on the weekend and you're not into off-roading, you're not into hunting, you're not into all the other extreme stuff, and like you want to get into a sport where you can meet people and build friendships and create bonds and just compete in a fun, safe manner, shooting competitions is the way to go. Shooting is a sport, and although I don't do a lot of competitions, you know what I'm saying, because competitions gets a little bit pricey, after a while, like, you know what I'm saying. So I just like to just go on the range. I find a little spot outside the city, and I could just go and I could shoot all day by myself. When I'm shooting, I don't like to be around a lot of people. Me personally, I don't like. That's why, I guess that's one of the reasons why I don't really do a lot of competitions and stuff like that. I haven't done a competition in years, because for me, just going on the range and just training by myself, or training with, my wife or one or two buddies, you know what I'm saying, and we shoot, like, I like that. I like that personal one-on-one type of training and shooting experience. I'm not into all these people around, everybody got guns, and you know what I'm saying, like, I just like to be secluded, and I just like to be like alone and just have one or two people with me, and we just train and we shoot and we have fun, and that's what I get my enjoyment in. But I just like the sport of it. I like to be able to just train and compete and shoot and just have fun and just enjoy the sport of shooting, like sport shooting, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the big reasons why I train, because I just like to train. I just like shooting guns. I like training. I like, you know what I'm saying, learning new techniques. I like doing new techniques. I like trying new things and seeing what works and see what doesn't work. So that's the second reason why I like to train. The third reason why I like to train is just to be able to protect myself, protect my family, and just protect anyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if God forbid I ever go anywhere and there's a mass shooting, I hope and pray I don't ever have to experience one of those. But if I'm somewhere and there's a mass shooting or somebody, something going on, or something happens where I have to take my gun out to defend myself and defend others, I want to be able to know with confidence that, you know what, I can try to make a difference. I can try to stop whatever is going on. Not because I'm trying to be a hero or anything like that. I don't care about being a hero, but I just want to be able to protect and preserve life. As human beings, we all should have that same mission and same goal. We shouldn't have to be able to rely on somebody else to protect us. I shouldn't have to rely on another man or woman to protect me. You shouldn't have to rely on another man or another woman to protect you. And what I mean by that is that if somebody is threatening my life right now in this second, I shouldn't have to sit there and be helpless and hopeless and wait for law enforcement to show up. If somebody is robbing you at gunpoint or knife point, you shouldn't have to sit there and hope to God that this person spares your life and wait for law enforcement to come and rescue you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't want to be rescued. You should want to be able to defend yourself. You want to be an opponent, not a victim. That's one of the main things that a lot of people don't understand about. Some people don't understand, like, why people carry guns. Like, why do you carry guns everywhere? Why everywhere you go you have a gun on you? Like, what's the problem? Like, what are you afraid of? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to be able to, that if the situation arises and I have to defend myself with my firearm, I want to be proficient at it. When it comes to firearms, you want to be proficient with your firearms, because if something happens, if a mass shooting situation happens, you pull your gun out and you just start shooting, and then you start shooting innocent people because you're not proficient with your firearm. That's not good. You're carrying a firearm, but you're a danger to society at the same time. So that's why you want to train. So in the event, if you, God forbid, you ever have to draw your weapon to protect yourself, to preserve life, to protect others, you want to be good at it. You want to be the best that you can be in that moment. Perfect example. Greenwood Park Mall in Greenwood, Indiana. July 18th or July 17th, 2022. I can't remember if it was the 17th or the 18th. Don't quote me, but I know it was July 17th or the 18th, 2022. Greenwood Park Mall. 22-year-old Elijah Dickin was in the mall with his girlfriend, and I don't know if he was with other people or not, but he was with his girlfriend, and this random guy decided he wants to pull a gun out, try to come out the restroom with a gun and start shooting people. And Elijah Dickens, I don't know if it's Dickin or Dickens, I apologize. Elijah Dickin came out, he pulled his firearm, and he shot 10 rounds at the suspect, aka the bad guy. 8 of those rounds hit its target and stopped the mass shooter, the potential mass shooter, the bad guy. The legal, law-abiding, gun-carrying citizen stopped a bad guy and prevented more people from getting shot and hurt that day. And it just blows my mind that the anti-gun people out there, the anti-gunnies, the anti-gunners, man, they're calling this guy a vigilante. Oh, he's a vigilante, and this is why we need to get rid of guns, and this is why we need smart gun control. This is why we need gun control. We don't need vigilantes. The guy is not a vigilante, man. The last time I checked, the definition of a vigilante is Batman.
I know why you choose to have your little group therapy sessions in broad daylight. I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman.
He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Batman dresses up in his bulletproof suit. You know, he got all his gadgets and stuff like that. He goes looking for bad guys. He goes out looking in the street, looking to stop bad guys from committing crime. That's a vigilante. This guy was just a regular United States citizen, a law-abiding citizen, carrying a firearm under constitutional carry. Indiana had just passed the constitutional carry bill. I believe it was July 1st. And here it is, 17 to 18 days later, under constitutional carry, Mr. Dickens had his gun, his firearm in the mall and prevented this bad guy and stopped him. He prevented him from shooting and killing multiple more people. He shot him and stopped him. And the anti-gunners are like, no. See, that's vigilantism right there. And he's a vigilante. He's going out looking for bad guys. No, he wasn't. He was just doing what Americans do. Enjoying the weekend with his family, his girlfriend, his wife, whatever. Enjoying going to the mall to go shopping. He was doing what regular Americans do. He is not a vigilante. He did not break no law. And that's what they're trying to say too. Oh, he broke the law because the mall is a gun-free zone. Negative. He did not break the law because under constitutional carry, he's allowed to carry his firearm in that mall. The only time he would break a law is if for some reason the owner of the property, management or whoever knew that he had a firearm on him and told him to leave. And if he doesn't leave, then he will be trespassing. He can get arrested for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. Nobody knew he had a gun. He was carrying his gun concealed under constitutional carry law. This is exactly what the anti-gun people don't want. They don't want stories all over the news. And that's why, you know what? A lot of people don't even know about this situation. A lot of people don't know about this incident in Greenwood Park Mall. Because the major news medias, a lot of them didn't cover it. Because like I said, it goes against the anti-gun agenda. There is so much cases. There is so much incidents of law-abiding citizens stopping bad guys with guns. But the anti-gun gang, that's what I'm gonna call them right now. AGG, the anti-gun gangs. They don't want that out there. They don't want you to know a lot of potential mass shootings, a lot of crime are stopped with good guys with guns. They don't want you to know that because it goes against their agenda. The anti-gun gang, they don't want you to know that. AGG, they don't want you to know that. This is why I feel that if you're an American citizen and you're a law-abiding citizen, you want to be able to protect yourself. And in order to protect yourself, you need to have a firearm. And in order to have a firearm, you should get proficient. You need to get training. You should train. You don't have to pay and get formal training when you first start out, but you need to go out on the range, buy you some boxes of ammo, and just learn to fire that gun accurately, learn to control that recoil, learn to put lead on targets. That's what you need to do. If you have a gun, if you carry a gun or you got a gun in your home for home protection, you carry a gun for self-defense, you need to train. You don't have to be one of those tactical online operator guys, going out there shooting all crazy and, doing all this crazy, you don't have to do all that. Just learn the basic. You just need to train the basic firearm handling. Firearm handling basics. That's all you need to train on. You don't need to do all the high speed stuff. I know, sometimes, I do a little, a little, but you don't got to do all that. You literally don't got to do all that. Buy you a couple boxes of ammo, go out and learn to shoot, learn to hit that target. Your shot group shouldn't be no bigger than this right here. This is probably like about a 3 or 4 inch circle with my hands right here. You need to be able to have 3 to 4 inch shot groups before you go out there carrying a gun for self-defense. You need to go out there. And you need to learn. You need to train. You need to shoot. You need to learn firearms handling. You need to train. The reasons why I train, it's the same reasons everyone out there who don't want to be victims, who don't want to rely on police, who don't want to be victims and wait for the police to show up to be rescued. If you don't want to be a victim, you need to go out there and you need to train, and you need to support the Second Amendment. You need to go out there. You need to hit up your representative, your local state representatives, and tell them, to hell with those damn gun bans. To hell with those legislation that they're trying to, anti-gunners or the AGGs, the anti-gun gang is trying to pass and stuff to get rid, to ban, a lot of majority of firearms that we use. So why I train is basically everything that I just told you. Why I train. I train because, for me personally, it's therapeutic. I just love going to the range and just shooting and just forgetting about everything else. Everything else in the world doesn't matter when I'm on that range. The only thing that matters is handling those firearms properly, being safe, and being accurate, and learning something. Every time you go to the range, you want to learn something. If you haven't learned anything new, or you haven't gotten better at anything on the range, then I don't know what you're doing. You're just wasting ammo, man. Every time you go to the range, you need to learn something new, and you need to get better at whatever it is you're doing. If it took you a whole minute to reload and get back on target the first time you go to the range, then the next time you go back to the range, you need to aim for 45 seconds. You need to be able to reload, get back on target in 45 seconds. And I know a lot of you gun guys out there, I know that's a lot of time, but I'm talking about newbies. I'm talking about new people, learning just the basics and just doing basic stuff. If it takes you 45 seconds to reload and get back on target, then the next time you go back to the range, you need to aim for 30 seconds. Reload, get back on target, boom. All right, cool. Get down to 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Try to bring it down. Every time you go to the range, you want to try to beat the last times that you created. Whatever your last times were, the last time you were on the range, whatever your last best times were, the last time you were on the range, and next time you come to the range, you want to try to beat those. Whether it's by a half a second, a whole second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever it is, you want to try to beat the last time you made on the range. Every time you go out, you want to try to beat it. So if your fastest time was 2 seconds, you know what I'm saying, out of holster on that target, then the next time you got to aim for 1.5. You know what I'm saying? After that, you want to, you know what I'm saying, you got to try to aim for 1 second. You might not ever make it, but hey, as long as you try and you keep trying to get better, that's the whole purpose of training. Why do I train? Because it's therapeutic. I love to shoot. I just like it. Like I said, the second reason why, I like the sport. I just like to train. I just like the sport of shooting and reloading and learning certain things, learning certain tactical movements, learning certain drills, and you know what I'm saying? I just love that. That's my entertainment. That's my love right there. And the third reason, which is the main reason why every single person out there should want to train, is to be able to protect yourself accurately, to be able to protect your family accurately, to be able to preserve and protect life in general, no matter where you are. You want to be the most efficient person with that firearm if you ever find yourself in that incident. That's all I got for today, man. I just wanted to just get that off. People have been, some people say like, why do you train? Are you training to try to kill people? No, I'm not training to try to kill anyone. I'm just training to try to protect myself, protect my family, and preserve life. Preserve and protect life. That's all my training is about. Nothing more, nothing less. But anyways, man, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Sealy Strategic. As you guys see, I'm wearing one of my Sealy Strategics hoodies right here. You know what I'm saying? In the back, it says "We will not comply." I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. I'm going to put up that hoodie there for you guys. We will not comply. Boom. Flex on you guys real quick. But yeah, man, if you guys are interested in any of the Sealy Strategic merchandise, man, the link will be in the description of this video, so you guys can go on and buy your two-way merchandise. Support this two-way, support the Second Amendment, support the Second Amendment. It's not even about supporting me. You don't have to support me. Don't look at it like you're supporting me. You're supporting the constitutional right to carry and bear firearms. You're supporting the Second Amendment movement. when you buy my merchandise, don't look like you're buying merchandise to support me. No, you're buying your merchandise to support the Second Amendment. Because when people see that you support the Second Amendment, it creates a conversation. Other people are going to be like, yo, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice design. What is it about? And that creates a conversation for all those people that's in the middle, because you got the people like me, the gun lovers over here. You got the anti-gun groups over here, the people who hate guns. And then there's a lot of people in the middle. So whenever you wear 2A merchandise, Second Amendment merchandise, whether it's from me, from anybody else, you don't even got to buy from me. I don't care. But as long as your favorite YouTuber, your favorite gun tuber, if they got merchandise, buy their merchandise. I'm not just saying buy my merchandise. I just want you guys to buy merchandise to support the Second Amendment. You don't have to buy it from me. If you want to go somewhere else to buy 2A merchandise, I don't care. Rock your 2A merchandise. We are the militia. We the people will not comply. The 2A shall not be infringed. Our rights should not be infringed. You know what I'm saying? Our right to bear and carry arms shall not be infringed. That's what the Second Amendment is about. You're supporting the Second Amendment. You're supporting my rights. You're supporting your rights. You're supporting all our rights to carry and bear arms, so we don't have to rely on police, so we don't have to rely on government, and so we don't have to be victims. But anyways, until next time, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys turn on the notification bell so you guys get notified every time we drop a new banger. Remember, always be ready so you don't have to get ready. Be greater than you were yesterday. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.